Hi, this is Jackie with Salutio. In this video, I'm going to go over how to create a new image that looks like this, where there's 6 or 8 thumbnails uh, that kind of give you a preview to an album, and then when you click a read more, you see those plus some additional images in a particular album. I'm going to go ahead and click the back button. And the steps we're going to take to go through this video is first we're going to resize our images using BulkResize Image Manager. Then we're going to upload those images to the website after we download the resized ones. Third, we're going to copy an existing module and replace the images in it. Fourth, we're going to copy the new module we created and probably make this the limited 6 or 8 thumbnail version. And then finally, we'll put both modules into its own article on the site. So I said the first step was going to be to resize images. I already have my images sorted into their own folder here. I'm grabbing a handful from Unsplash and we'll use them for this purpose. I'm going to click on the Resize Image icon on the control panel. It's going to take me to a third-party website. Here I'm going to grab all of my images. I have 14 of them in this for example purposes. I'm going to just click and drag them into this screen. I'm going to choose, in this situation, I'm going to make my longest size since I have a combination of landscape and portrait images. My longest size is going to be 800 pixels. That's the same size that's being used here, so that when I click on a picture, it still pops up and I can see some significant detail still in the image without it being one that's still super little. Once I'm satisfied with the settings, I'm going to click on Start Resizing. It's going to put those images into a zip folder in my downloads. And I pulled that open here. We'll wait until those are finished downloading before I bring that folder back over. So here I have it, and I've done this before, so it's putting in parentheses 1 after my folder. I'm going to right click and choose Extract All to pull those images out of that folder. You can choose to open a new folder, open a new window when those downloads complete, or I'm going to go ahead and just put them in the same folder in this case. There they are, right beside the one I had before. If I want to see a view, I can see them. And now these are only 800 by about 578, whereas these before were about a pretty large images, 3500 by 2500 as you see on that screen. I'm going to keep this window handy, but I'm going to close bulk resize photos unless I have another batch to resize. And then we're going to move on to step 2, which is uploading images. From the control panel, now I'm going to click on Image Manager. If this kind of photo album is set up on your site, there's likely a folder called Gallery. I'm going to go ahead and create a sample 3 gallery just so you know the process. I clicked on new folder at the top. I typed in my name. Here it'd be good practice to use lowercase, no spaces. If you want a space, use a dash instead. Click on create, and that folder should now be underneath the gallery folder. Then I'm going to go over here where my images are. It does say I can drop the files there. So I'm going to select all my images. I'm holding the Shift key on my keyboard. I'm going to now to select them all, but I'm going to press Control and uncheck the HTML file that's part of that download. And then I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop those images right into my sample 3 folder. I'm not going to see the real thumbnails of these images unless I do a hard refresh or leave this page and come back to it. Then they'll load through. That's step number 2. Step number 3, I'm going to go back to the control panel. I'm going to scroll down to where it says Module Manager. Here, the albums happen to be the more recently created things, so they're displaying towards the top of my list. If they're not, you might look up the word extended or album to see if you can find this grid's module. It's going to be a rock sprocket module. I'm going to take this sample 2 extended album, check the box to the left of it, and I'm going to click duplicate. So this is going to give me a new sample album to extended parentheses 2. I'm going to edit that one with my new images. I'm going to click on it to open it. Of course, change the name to reflect what this is going to be. Set the status to published, and then inside this window, on the left-hand side is the description or caption that's going to show up when the image is viewed full view or when you hover over the image. I guess I can show you that here. Hands, for example, is that one, and I pop it open. It's also showing up here at the lower left-hand corner. But the image file itself is under the image area. These settings over here, the only one I think you might change is the columns 4 to maybe columns 3. So I'm going to proceed. I believe there are 14 images in here so far. I'm going to proceed to click the pencil icon next to where an image file path is located, and then go to navigate to my sample 3 folder and start inserting images. I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and go through all 14 of these, I hope. So bear with me. Thank you. I can hover over to see which one was the last one I did if I get lost or am confused about which one was last. The other thing you might be cognizant of at this point in time is if you want to pair landscape images together or portrait images together, you can consider that. It'll be effective on desktop, but then it'll change on mobile. So it's really how much you want to do there, or how worried you want to be about that. Okay, looks like we should have probably 4 left actually. I do think the quality of the images matter. Like, we don't want them to be huge to where they bog down the website, but at the same time we want them to not be grainy or so stretched that they're not very attractive to look at. There we go. I've been through all 12 now. I'm going to go ahead and choose Save. Just a note, if you want to add more than just 14 images, I'm saving multiple times just to be certain. I would click on Add New here. That's going to put something at the top of my list. I will note that if you click Add New on the right-hand side without saving any changes you've made, you'll have to go back and remake those changes because those don't tend to stick unless those changes are saved. But I'm not going to use items 16 and 17 at this point in time, but that's how I would add more. So I'm go ahead and save this one more time. Remember, this is the extended version of the album. It's module 134. I'm going to now choose Save as Copy. And I'm going to have kind of my intro. And if you want to rename this as either preview or intro to help you distinguish which one's which, that's also helpful. That could be a helpful method. This one's going to be module 135. I need to change it to published. And here, instead of having all 14 images, I actually only want a few. So I'm deleting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, My screen went black real quick. I'm sure you can still see it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm only seeing 5 there. So I'm a little confused about how fast these delete. Like this is the second time where it's deleted more than I realized it was deleting. I'm going to choose Save and Close. That is all of step 3 and step 4. The last step, step 5, is to put these modules into an article. Here I think it's going to be easier to copy an existing article rather than add new. So I'm going to go to Article Manager. If I need to, I can filter for my gallery category. And here I know that I don't really want, since I've made some of these before, I'm going to throw those away so I'm not confused. If there's not a copy that already exists, I would open up one that I know is set up appropriately, and I've just got the same information with a different module number above the read more as I do below the read more. So the preview album, and then this is the extended album. Here I can choose save as copy. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll leave the title, change the status to published, and here my, depending on the order you make, in which you make the modules, is going to determine which number goes where. I'm going to choose Save and Close. And then as always, it's great practice to go to the website, refresh the page, and check your work. Here's sample album 4, or sample album again, or 4 in this instance. I'm seeing my preview of 5 images, and then when I click on the read more, I'm seeing my album of 14 images. That's how that's done. Please let me know if I missed anything, if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.